Hi guys, welcome back to this ALS 2D project. Well, in this iteration I tried to do something similar to Contra maps. So you can see that we have different levels in height, different enemies. We have like the turrets, we have another kind of cannons, we have the enemies, we have the weapons. This is the weapon upgrade. We have different weapons. For example, we have this weapon, this one. Also, I have another one that I will show a bit later. We have different turrets. We have a bossy turret here, like a boss turret. We have something like sphere spawner. And we have some kind of spikes that is very, I will show how this works later on. So we have another weapon here, and we have a tank. Okay, so I will play first the level, trying to reach the tank. It is not easy. Later on, well, I will try to say or to be explaining what is have been improved or what have been added. I can advance that the layer going up from the different platforms is a own implementation that I did to just to be able to do it for multiplayer, even if they are playing in the same computer. So all the implementation I have found in internet by tutorials or anything are working only for one player and not for multiplayer. So I did my own one to create or to support multiplayer, and also it is supporting the enemies, as you can see. Okay, so I will first play to show you, and I will try to reach the final the end. If not, I will go to the end directly. It's okay. At the beginning and starting, I will pick my first weapon. There we have another turret that is spawning the projectile up, and also is moving. Sounds. Press, like in Mario games or something like this, I will be able to, yeah, you can see the difference. If I maintain it press, jump much higher. This can be set up by you, okay? So now you see, if I pick another weapon, it will be transferred. Into the it will fall and it will be picking some oh, this is the tank. Sorry, I didn't activate for it, but if you run and you press the jump, you will be able to avoid. That has been killed. Okay, this is why this is because I let it activated. I will show you now. In example, all the enemies have an activation if I put here that is not active, it will only be active when I reach the activation radius. So if I play from here, an example, now it's not active, now it is. Example for this enemy that I will show you now. I will go now to this edit tank in example. This actor, I will select it as a tank of an actor, and in the settings I will say here you can see the activation radius. It is active. You have the move active, the kill friends, everything it is in the movement here. By default you can have the shoot, find player, and can rotate. That is to find the player. So let me show you again. I've been killed by it. Okay, the way to do it in here, in example, you have some turrets. This turret, you can have the shoot find player that it is rotating to you. This is only working now by the ones that are rotated, not the ones that are, in example, on this side or in this side. Okay. If you enter any of the turrets, in example, I try to do it as more simple as possible. In example, if you try to edit turret enemy, you go to the viewport. Let's put this for the list. You have the turret enemy. You have three different things. You have the base, you have the middle part, and you have the top. Because I added here a few turrets. If you go to mix models, quaternions that are CC0, Creative Commons 0 models, you can see in turrets I have two, the upwards and the cannon 3. So they have three parts, and I added this turret enemy by doing this. Let's say these turrets have a animation that if you, whenever it is active, it will go up and it will like activate it in some way and doing some kind of noise. I can show you an example. This one that is active by default, you will notice now. You see? So it's active and it will start shooting. Okay. So continue with this. We have this, and I created a projectile actor, that is projectile spawner. This projectile spawner, you can put it in wherever. I try to do it very simple because, in example for this one, I only created one projectile that is going to this direction. You can see this is the direction. Also in here in settings, you can set up if it is active from the beginning. By default, it's active when this turret is active, okay, or when it is activated. The activation delay, let's say that if you want, in example, you have three different projectiles and you want to shoot one and then another two. For example, you should put this one with activation delay 0 and the other two with activation delay 2 seconds, in example. So this is going to shoot, and after 2 seconds it will to shoot the other two. This is the shoot delay. For example, this is shooting or spawning it is spawning a projectile every 2 seconds. Is from the team enemies. So we have now teams in here. This is projectile size if you want to do it, and this is the shoot sound. Okay, very simple. If you see here, in example, this one, if I try to open this one, or let's say the turret, if I go to enemy objects, turrets, And the straight turret example, if I open it and open the full blueprint in viewport, you will be able to see that I have a projectile that in settings I said the shoot delay is 2 with an activation delay of 0. This is the projectile I want to do, and it is projectile size is 3, and this is the sound. Okay, and if we go in example to the bossy turret, you can see that the turret is the same, but I created 3 different projectiles. This one in example is the bigger one that you saw before, that is a 5 in size, it has a shoot delay of 2, and the activation delay is 0, so that means that whenever it is activated it will shoot one of these. And then we have another 2 that are minor size, they are less size, it is shooting in 2 seconds as well, but the activation delay is 1, both exactly the same. So that means that this is going to shoot, and after 1 second these 2 are going to be shoot, and this one is going to be shoot 2 seconds after, and this one is going to be shoot again 2 seconds after. So we have a different cadence of this. I can show you here. I will pick the shotgun. Okay. Also, you can see, sorry, I forgot to say that you can see that this is in different direction. You see, this is straight forward, the first one is straight forward, and these 2 are looking to the floor a bit. So I will try to show you here. For example, this, I will try to survive a bit for you to see the 2 different. Sorry, I need to It's quite difficult to play from here. Also, I forgot to say that if you sit down and jump, you will be going down. It's okay, I will make this active for you to see. It's not willing to do it, so we need to activate it. Motherfucker. I will need to kill of this guy. To show you the 2 different shoots, you see? Okay, so it is enough. And this one in example is a different implementation of enemy. In example, this is an enemy that is not moving by itself, but I created a enemy, or let's say this in enemy object, you have the follow path after. In example, this one that I wanted to show you before, it is like a spikes floor, that I did it. If you try to, you see, the spikes are going up. Also, you can pick from this one and move to make it bigger or smaller, so you will have more or less spikes. And also, you fall on top of this, you will be hurting. But imagine that you want to have this spike moving somewhere, like this tank is moving from behind to backwards. So it's very easy if you create this in example. This kind of factor, I will put it in the minus 17 example. I will say now that that is the BP spike floor. Okay, I will not change the size, and now I will pick. You see, there is the SP line inside the actor, so I will pick this part of the SP line in example to here. I will close this a bit. Okay, and I will say here there is no waiting time. The moving direction will be 5 seconds in example. That is the time that is going to take to make the whole path. The start position is 0. This moving direction 1, it means that it's going from there to there. Okay, if it is closed loop, I will show you what is this now, and if it is start moving from the beginning, and this is the actor is active or not. This one it needed to be active, so I will do this, and you see that it's moving from one side to other. Okay, now if I, in example, start creating more points from here to here, in example, imagine, and if I put 5 seconds, so it will be faster now. It is 5 seconds until the end, 5 seconds again to here. Okay, so let's say that I want to put some wait time of 2 seconds in example at the end of this path. So I put 2 seconds for wait time. It will go to the end. It will wait 2 seconds, and then it will come back. Okay, and now imagine that you want to do a closed loop. So we'll put the wait time 0 again. Let's say 5 seconds, and I want this to be here in example, and I say it is closed loop. So if I click, it will close it. You see? So it did like a cycle. And now if I play, you see, it's doing like a circle. This is going to be very useful, in example, for flying enemies like jets or something. So imagine that I put in here, instead of this, I will put a straight turret, let's say, straight turret, but I'm going to put the straight turret not up, but I will put in this position in example, and if I will put that is active. Okay, if I compile now, if I try to play, because I rotate the whole thing, you see, so I need to, usually I need to rotate first and then do the path, but no, let's take that this is the path I want to do. Okay, so now we will do something like this. Okay, I hope you get the point. You can do any enemy, moving enemy, like a jet or something. Imagine the old game that we all have played about having jet skies, or also a moving platform from up to top, or from top to down, or something like this. It will be very easy to implement now. Okay, about the weapons, let's move to the weapons. So we have different weapons, as you saw, that we have this one, And also, if we go to the weapons, you will be able to see this one that I put in here, that is very funny. Let's say, if you go to weapons, now I will go to this one. You will see in the viewport that we have 3 different bullet spawners. That is the muzzle post 1, muzzle post 2, muzzle post 3. You see? So now in the event graph, well, I left it open, but it should be, let me show the class, it is the M4, okay? This one. So here it is in the spawn projectile. In replication, you have the different ways that you can have, in example, for different levels of the weapons. So in example, when the weapon is just pick up, is level 0. If it is not, it is level 1. If it is not, if it is upgraded, let's say it will be level 1. And if it is upgraded as well, it will go to level 2. And this, you can override this in all different weapons. So in example, in this first weapon, what we are doing is to spawn from muzzle post 1 and muzzle post 3. So from there, if we are in the level 0, we are only spawning from muzzle post 1, that is this one, let's say this one, the straight one. If we, in this specific weapon, if we are in the level 2, let's say we are grade 1, we are going to spawn from from second and from third. That will be these two, second and third. And if we have in the third level, we are going to spawn from the 3. Okay, so this you can create any weapon of your wish. Example, in this rifle too, if we are in the first level, it will go from muzzle post 1. If we are in the second level, it will go from second and third. And if we are in the third level, it will be all 3 shooting. If we go to the example, the shotgun 2D, I'm gonna try to open it. If I open the full blueprint, what I did in here to have something different is, if we, you see, this will be muzzle fast, muzzle 1, this is the second, and this is the third. That's why it's the difference. Okay. Now, in example, this throwable is an experiment that I did. I will show you now from the viewport. If I go down, I put it too much. Let me move it to the correct position. So I will kill this guy. And this one is, you see, it's like shooting balls that are rebounding in the floor that you are. An experiment, but it will, if you want to learn how I did it, you can check it. Okay, so I believe this is everything. I believe this, with all these that are now in place, you can create any game like Contra, that you have different enemies, also turrets, and tanks in there. Also, in every single enemy, you have like the health, the activation radius. You see, activation radius, the rotation delay. In example, for find the player, because you haven't seen this, but this in example, you see, it is rotating, looking for the player. And you can do it for shoot find player. Is in there. This is the angle step. This is not so relevant now, but anyway. And this is the team. If it is team enemies, that means that it will not hurt any of the enemies, but it will hurt you. Okay. Nothing more. In example, this thing that is happening here. Simulate. If I simulate, you will see that this is spawning like a ball, rolling ball. You see, if this ball hits you, it will kill you. And also I will show you, because I put some kind of killers. Like in here, in example, if I go here, you will see that this killing. You see, this is a killer for not to have all these balls live forever. Also, if you fall to there, you will be killed. Okay, so now we have this mapping example is here in the levels. In the MV folder. Let me close this. We have a MISC for everything. We have a MV folder. Okay, you go to levels, here to maps. You have the Contra map. You have the level 1 map. Let me save everything. This is the level 1 that we created at the beginning. And we have also the Sidescroller adventure, that is a different player that I showed before, remember? That you can still play, because it's a different gameplay. Here in example, in this map, these world settings, I will try to the 2D Sidescroller, 3D Sidescroller. And this is the proper. This is more for adventure, and you cannot decide how high you jump or anything. Games like Flashback. So now we have two different gameplays, or game replication. Both of them are fully replicated. Okay, so I hope you like it. Thank you if you are supporting me. If not, please consider to support. You will have all the files from Patreon, a part of the ALS HE, that is all in the same Patreon, and you will get everything for the same let's say, amount of money. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next video. Bye.